What is up, POW fam? And my name is Paul POW, aka Paul POW, and welcome to round number 4. Wow, we're almost at the end of the first half of Norway Chess. So round number 4 of Norway Chess here at Pawn POW, a chess series of Paul POW as the post game analysis. So this one, this is the most last year. If you know this is the most dramatic chess game on the second game of the double round robin. This is the match between the world champion Gukesh and world number 1 Magnus Carlsen. So to avoid confusion, world champion is the world champion, like he wins the world chess championship or defeats the defeats the current world champion. That's what Gukesh did. Gukesh Domoraju beats the world champion Ding Liren in 2024 to win the World Chess Championship title. However, on Magnus Carlsen is considered right now as the world number 1 because he has the highest ELO rating in chess. So Magnus is currently the world number 1, but also a former world chess champion, a 5-time world chess champion that he won in 2013, 2014, 2016, 2018, and on 2021. Alright, so what happened last year was Magnus Carlsen was like very frustrated during a game against Gukesh Domoraju last year, and then Magnus like slamming the table and like out of frustration and said, "Oh my god." It was pretty much iconic with people making memes out of it, and like, oh my goodness. The chess world is really shocked, and that's the reason we had to make this Pawn POW chess series of Paul POW for Norway Chess 2026. Alright, enough the chatting, so let's take a look. So, Gukesh plays white and Magnus goes black, and let's begin with the world champion going with pawn to d4, and the world number 1 goes with d5, Queen's Gambit, c4, e6, knight c3, knight f6, so it's a Queen's Gambit decline. C takes, E takes, and then bishop goes to G5, bishop B4, knight goes to F3, queen goes to D6, knight goes to D2. Well, I could say like he can go for it with this bishop takes C3 and B takes C3, but like I could say it's kind of exposing. Wait, hold on. Let's see. The bishop takes, and then you can see this exposure right over here. Alright. Okay, so pawn c6, queen c2, h6, knight goes to b5. Okay, so I think it's a good choice, but because if he takes this, and as you can see, he takes this one and then check. So pretty much equals. Good planning of sacrificing or something. So queen goes to e7, and bishop takes, g takes. Okay, so now why did Magnus goes with bishop takes f6 and he doesn't go with queen takes f6 instead? It means like, I mean, the castling over here is gonna be a bit dangerous for Magnus. So g takes f6 and maybe he's Magnus. Alright, knight c3, knight goes to d7, e3, knight b6, bishop d3, rook g8, pawn g3, h3, bishop h3 rather, a3, and then bishop exchange. Knight goes to c8, c4, d takes, queen takes c4, knight c6, queen b4, pawn goes to a5, queen c3, and then rook to g5, bishop e2, rook c8, f3, pawn to c5. Okay, king goes to f2, so yeah, I think there's no castle in this whole game. This is a surprising one. Okay, so rook to d5, queen goes to b2, c takes, e takes, and then king f8. Well, this bishop is no longer pinned because the king is already moved in this position to f2. So rook he1, bishop e6, rook ad1, pawn goes to f5, knight to f1, f4, bishop d3, queen to f6, bishop e4, rook to b5, queen goes to d2, bishop b3, rook c1, and then they exchange. And then queen takes d4. Wait, hold on. Why didn't he... I had the same question as well. So why didn't he go for like queen takes c1 and then knight takes and then pawn takes? Oh yeah, check. And then I could go for here, king to e1, and if he try to go for here, maybe I could go queen to h2, but there's the queen, there's going to be pawn over here, so I could say knight to h2, knight takes h2, and then rook h5, and I could say knight f1 as well, and maybe queen h4, knight f1, queen h4, and so on and so forth. But I'd say Gukesh is kind of in trouble right now in this position. So going back to rook takes c1, there goes queen takes c1, queen takes d4. So there's a check, king g2, bishop e6, queen takes f4, rook goes to b2, king goes to h1, queen to f2, and then queen takes d6, king g7, queen check. Wait, queen takes d6, and then okay, queen. I thought there's something like, I thought this one is a blunder because this one about this kind of thing, but I guess it's okay. King g7, queen e5, f6, queen takes b2. Wait a second. What? Oh, Gukesh was desperate enough to. Okay. It's. I mean, okay. F6, and then Gukesh is desperate enough to lose the queen because with this queen takes b2, he avoids an upcoming checkmate because of Magnus trying to go for queen g2 or queen h2. If not, like, let's see. Look at this. There's so many brown stuff. Like, if, for example, I'm gonna take this one, it's gonna be checkmate on queen g2. So he's desperate enough to go for queen takes b2. But like, hold on. Why did Magnus goes king g7 and why not queen g8? Is it like I could go for king b8 and then yeah, it's forced. And this one is also in check, so it is already forced. So as you can see, it's going to, you have to get rid of that pawn, or the rook rather. So queen takes d6, king goes to g7, queen e5, f6, queen takes b2, and Magnus takes the queen of Gukesh. Rook b1, queen takes a3, rook takes b7, king f8, pawn g4, and pawn a4, and right here, that's the end of the game because Magnus wins this game, Gukesh resigns, and at the end, they just analyze the game. There's nothing dramatic right now. Maybe on the second round, because maybe on the second half of the Norway Chess, because it's getting very dramatic, I would say. So we're gonna find out about that on the next 6 rounds of the Norway Chess 2026. So peaceful ending for both Gukesh and Magnus. Nothing bad right now happening, but at the same time, Magnus got the revenge from what happened last year. Alright, so that's gonna pretty much it for round number 4 of Norway Chess here at Pawn POW, a chess series of Paul POW. Thank you so much for watching, POW fam. And don't forget to subscribe on my main channel, Paul POW, and do follow us on Facebook, Paul POW. And for more fun in the galaxy, go check us out on my vlog channel, POW Vlogs, Twitch, X, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, and on Blue Sky. And that's it pretty much for me. We'll see you tomorrow for round number 5. This has been Paul POW saying so long here to Galaxy.